I have some bad news to report to all of you. If you haven't seen it already, but I'm assuming you have, that's probably why you're watching this right now, AMC is getting slaughtered. At the point that I'm recording this, on the day alone, AMC is down 20%. And if you look at any of the larger time periods, it's down 70, 80, 90. So what's going on right now, in a word, is dilution. But as you're about to see, I think it gets a little bit more interesting than that. So just for posterity, just for a little bit of a basis on the video, AMC, obviously after the reverse split, they haven't really quite figured out this math on TradingView. The major thing you need to know is it's just been putting in lower highs, lower lows. It's getting screwed. And I find this odd. Depending on when you're watching this, the recent news was actually kind of good with AMC, a partnership with Taylor Swift and her concert, and there was a lot of popularity, tickets sold out. So things at least were slightly improving on a fundamental standpoint. But I've been noticing this interesting trend with the CEO of AMC, Mr. Adam Aron, that whenever anything good happens, right away, he has to just kick the investors right in the face. AMC is down 20%, trading just below $11. And remember, we just went through a 10-for-1 reverse stock split, which means a week or two ago, this is basically trading at $1.10, $1.09, just to give you a bit of a relative basis, depending on when you were or weren't paying attention to it. So the reason for this getting slaughtered is an announcement we got today. Up to 40 million shares, Class A common stock, aka dilution. So this was the announcement from the AMC leadership team. We have entered into an equity distribution agreement with Citi, Barclays, B. Riley, and Goldman as our sale agents relating to the shares of Class A common stock offered by this prospectus supplement and the accompanying prospectus. In accordance with the terms of the distribution agreement, we may, through our sales agents, offer and sell from time to time up to 40 million shares of Class A common stock. The sales agents may act as agents on our behalf or purchase shares of our Class A common stock as principals. So they're diluting. They're selling an additional 40 million shares to the market. Obviously, when they're complete with this process, there's going to be another announcement. I don't know how long it's going to take. It might take a while. It might happen very rapidly. It depends on how aggressively these different sales agents want to sell it all to the market. But if you do the quick math, it's kind of insane that they're doing a dilution at this low of a value because, hey, if demand stays the same and then the supply increases, as in the number of shares, price obviously has to go down. This is the classic supply-demand curve that we all learned about when we were in middle school and high school. And right now, there's a lot of sycophant supporters of Adam Aron and Adam Aron himself telling you that dilution is good. If dilution is good, why has the stock always gone down on the announcement of dilution? I feel like we're looking reality in the face and we're just truly being gaslit by Adam Aron and all of his supporters who are arguably very new to the world of trading and investing, and they're just not knowledgeable about the current situation. So the direct answer of why is AMC getting slaughtered even further is because of a dilution of 40 million. Now, there's a couple of things I want to point out here. First of all, we know that AMC has about $5 billion worth of debt. So if you do the quick math on it, to get that $5 billion burden off of their back of the company, that would mean you want the dilution done at an average price of 125. 40 million roughly multiplied by 125 is going to get that roughly $5 billion debt burden off your back. Well, we're trading at 11, as in way, way far away. And it's continuing to make it even worse and getting farther away from the situation you would need to take care of the debt. On top of this, it's a large dilution, and I mean considerable. 40 million? Well, going into this, afterwards, there's gonna be, I'll find it right here, up to 198 million. As in, before this happened, we started at 158. This is the dilution to the tune of 25%. This isn't, just like a little bit, a 25% based on the outstanding share count before this happened. They're increasing the total amount of shares by 25% at a value that's a 12th of where we would need it to be to take care of the debt, just to get some of these numbers out there. And obviously, I know if you're watching this, you're probably still kind of interested in what's going on in terms of the short numbers. Right now, the per short interest estimated by Ortex, is actually below 10%. The cost to borrow is now at 8.3%, and the utilization has dropped to 52%. So relative to what we were seeing a month ago, 2 months ago, all these numbers are down. There's less short interest, the cost to borrow has come down, and the utilization has come down. So I see this rhetoric on Twitter and on Reddit that it's all about this concept of the shorts are stuck. Folks, let's be honest. They're not stuck when they're up money. This is benefiting them. This is a new fresh low all the way to the back to the start of 2021. As in, anyone who got short in this and is still holding is up money. So this concept that they're short and the shorts are going to choke on that and this, that, and the other thing, I think at a certain point, you have to be realistic and admit that the people who are choking on that are the retail supporters of AMC. AMC, because of the Rona period, something completely outside of their control, was going to go bankrupt. There was just no one going there. They had expenses, they had interest payments, and there was just literally no revenue because people weren't going to the movie theater. So the retail community stepped in and saved them. And how does the retail community get paid back for saving the company, ensuring that the board and the leadership team doesn't end their career in a disgrace? Well, they basically say, screw you. They increase their own pay. Right now, Adam Aron is getting paid in the low $20 million, which is the highest pay he's ever received, as it's going down and down and down and down and down. There's no record of any of the people on the board, the officers, the leadership team buying any stock in the past 2 to 3 years, no record of them going out of their way to buy. And in fact, all the records are suggesting that they're selling. The leadership team on notional value has sold upwards of $800 to $900 million worth of AMC. Adam Aron himself has profited more than $40 million in his selling of AMC before it got even worse. In my opinion, and obviously this is just conjecture here, they knew exactly what they were doing. All the rats were running off the ship before they decided to sink it. Basically, and once again, this is all conjecture, but I'm looking at who really benefited on this deal. Obviously, the leadership team did, the board did, they all made money, but look at who else really made out here. Private equity. Look at Mudrick, look at Intera, look at Adam Aron's personal buddies in the private equity world, because those are all the winners. And I don't think I'm going completely crazy here with like all the conspiracy of tying lines. I feel like the Sonny from Philadelphia with like the yarn, but I'm just looking at who made money in this situation. And it screams to me that suits are always suits. So right now, if you want to know why it's going down, once again, AMC is being diluted. Once again, a negative piece of news is announced immediately from the company right after there's a sliver of good news. And right now, it's just things aren't looking good. They're not adding up. And I truly cannot understand the mind of someone who is still sycophantically supporting this guy because he has no qualities of an actual leader. He's done nothing, zilch, nada, goose egg, to show his support for the retail trading community. I was thinking about this a lot, and where everything, at least in my opinion, went awry is when this trade, this play, this community, when the thesis went from it's an active trade to screw over the shorts, when it went from that and somehow transitioned into a fundamental investment, that's where things went wrong. If you talk to anyone who's been trading in the market for any amount of time, you know that as soon as you're trading, you're changing your thesis mid-trade, that things are good. That's not good. That's not what's supposed to happen. To me and many people, this started off as an active trade. And then when people thought like, no, it has to go higher. We were promised higher levels, a thing that I was always 100% against, because how could you ever predict anything? There's no accurate model that can predict what's happening in a squeeze scenario. And then all of a sudden they're like, no, we wanted higher. So now it didn't happen and it came down. So now we're all of a sudden fundamental investors. That doesn't make sense to me whatsoever. I do hope it works for you. I'm not rooting against any of you, but I am sick and tired of acting as if Adam Aron is somehow on our side. Yes, you could be against the manipulation of the market. You can be against pattern day trading. You could be for more fairness and transparency in the market. You could be against the opaqueness in FTD reporting. You can have questions about the threshold list. You could be wondering what's going on with the short reports. Why are we getting longs, calls, and puts and not shorts? You can question all of those, and I agree with you. I'm simply adding on one thing. I'm just saying, hey, maybe also Adam Aaron's a little bit sus. I'm not disagreeing with you on anything else, but I just don't understand we have to go around coddling Adam Aaron as if he's like our financial savior and he's the actual silverback, because he's done nothing to prove so. That's what's going on with AMC. Unfortunately, it's a very sad situation. And on that particular note, I would love to get your thoughts on it. Obviously, there's a lot of blood in the water. Retail investors, traders, based on current price action, are getting absolutely slaughtered. So let me know where your mindset's on it. Are you completely done with this play? Do you still have a lot of hope in this play? Or are you somewhere in the middle and you're like, oh, okay, like maybe you have a little bit more of complicated thoughts on it? Obviously, I would love to know.